Hello guys, my name is Mr. Snubbles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use the Nvidia InGame Filter to change the colors of your gameplay in Apex Legends. Okay, the first step you want to do to get Nvidia's InGame Filter is that you must update your drivers. In order to update your drivers, you go and click on the setting button here in the GeForce experience program. Then you go to drivers, you click on drivers, you check for updates, and you pretty much update to the latest driver. Now once you got the driver updated, you go back to your settings and essentially you want to enable experimental features. Now once you click on this, you will have the filters operating. So once you load up Apex Legends, you want to press Alt F3 and it'll pretty much lag for like 3 seconds because it's enabling the filters. So once it's enabled, it'll tell you to restart the game, so you just close the game and then you just boot it back up and now you can use it. And that's the first step. So now I'm going to show you guys an example of what it looks like right now. This is like the in-game graphics. I didn't change any in-game settings. Well, the only thing I changed really was the amount of 4 gigabytes of RAM being used in the in-game. Usually when I play Apex Legends, I put everything too low because I want to maximize the frames I get. So as you guys will see at one part of the video, I lowered my frame. I lowered pretty much all the settings to the lowest so I could get more FPS. You don't really see the FPS counter, but I have 144 hertz or 144 FPS on top right. So whenever I play Apex, I want to get at least 144 FPS so I can use the 144 hertz monitor, which makes sense. But after applying the Nvidia Experience in-game filter, you don't actually drop any FPS, so it's kind of a bonus really, and I kind of like that since you're not losing FPS when you use the in-game filter. And I guess it's really convenient for using this filter that it's not really going to affect your FPS or causes any issues really when you're playing online. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you guys how to use the in-game filter. First thing you want to do is hold Alt and F3 and your menu should pop up to the left as shown in the video. As you guys can see, my game filter is on, but you can turn it off whenever. I would say that I don't really lose FPS when I'm playing and when I have the game filter on or off. The only reason why it changes right now is because I am recording on OBS, and I'll tell you guys after the settings. So my first the first thing I added will be brightness and contrast. You want to put these in order because I don't know if they'll affect really anything, but I just have it like this, so maybe you can have it like this as well. So the first settings I have here, as you can see, exposure at 0%, contrast at 12%, highlights at 2%, shadows at 2%, gamma at -14%. You can always change these settings to whatever best fit whatever you want to, but I find like these are the best settings for Apex Legends. Next is the coloring. For the color settings, I have tint color at 0%, tint intensity at 0%, temperature at 0, and vibrance at 100%. The vibrance color, the vibrance pretty much will give all those beautiful colors to your game, and of course you can lower it if you want, but I normally keep it 100% because it gives it the best colors overall. Lastly, I have a sharpen filter, and that is totally up to you. You don't have to add this one, but I find it much more helpful. Sharpen 100%, and the only difference with this, ignore film grain, is that if you don't want to see, let's say the only difference here with the film grain, if you look at this for example, you can see more of the sharpen parts if you have it at 0%. It's really up to you. I keep it 100% because I want to make it look smoother, so that's that really. And that's really it. That's all the settings you need for the filters. Like I said, you can turn this off and on. It wouldn't affect your FPS in game, and it's stable right now on the recording, but my recording might lose FPS. So you wouldn't lose FPS when you're playing. However, there is one concerning thing, and I will let you guys know. I highly recommend recording your gameplay footage with GeForce Now. So hold Alt and Z. I would highly recommend you using to record your gameplays through GeForce Experience. The only reason is that because you can't capture the filter when using OBS, and if you're trying to do game capture, it will not record the filter. It will only record that gameplay because it's capturing the game, but it will not capture the filter applying over the game. So that's when you have to use the source called Windows Capture on OBS. But what that does is that you will lose FPS when you're recording like that. Especially if you're doing a solo streaming or solo recording, you will lose FPS if you're trying to do Windows Capture on OBS. So that's why I highly recommend you to use the GeForce Experience to record your gameplay, and this will capture the in-game filter for you, and you will not lose FPS like that. And I guess if you want to stream on OBS, you would have to use the source called Windows Capture. You might lose FPS, you might not, but I would highly recommend just using the GeForce Experience overall for streaming and recording, because it will not lose any FPS or stuff like that when you're recording. I did drop frames earlier when I was recording, and maybe I would drop frames right now. This is me recording right now on OBS. You'll see like some spikes, and as you can see, I do lose FPS. Of course, you can always change the bitrate in OBS, and that might change something as well, but that's just me letting you know that I find it easier to record on GeForce Now rather than OBS. And also, this filter you can apply it to vertically, and also this filter you can apply it to pretty much all games, and especially for Dead by Daylight, since that game is really dark and you want to see clearly, that this filter will help you a lot. I hope this tutorial helped you guys out, and if you guys have any questions, pretty much just write a comment and I'll try to get back to you guys. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.